Never Stayed. I'm Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
And we had a lot of discussions last week about, hormones, being women, things changing, perimenopause.
That was actually 2 weeks ago. So,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because we double recorded. So we had a couple episodes where people reached out a lot. And one was our discussion about perimenopause. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for everybody who emailed and reached out and talked about their experiences. That was so cool. And then also last week, when we kind of went off on the male loneliness epidemic, we got a lot of positive response about that too.
Yes.
In quotes. Yeah.
But yeah, mainly we wanted to thank everyone for reaching out. We got some really incredible advice. One of the I just saw today, somebody had posted that tagged us in a post about perimenopause, and it was like whoever's recommended tying socks around the bottoms of your feet. I was like, for people who have like restless legs, and I was like, okay, maybe I try that. But one thing I think I forgot to mention, which has really helped me with restless legs, is compression socks.
Oh.
And oh my God, world of difference. I almost forgot. And I literally had a night the other night where I could not fall asleep. I was just legs. And I remember, I was like, oh, fucking compression socks. So I put some on and it world of difference. The other thing was eye mask, like really getting like go to sleep, fall to sleep. The eye mask has made a world of difference again. That's something.
An eye mask, because I'm not in perimenopause yet, knock on wood, but I can't tell you how much an eye mask helps. Like if you have insomnia or just like struggle to go to sleep, stay asleep, a good eye mask. Like I'm actually going to get a new one because I've been using that one that you gave me, Cassie. That's like fuzzy, that blue fuzzy one.
I still have it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I've stretched it out now. So I need to get, and I'm actually like, I used to look at these eye masks and be like, why would you ever spend more than like, I don't know, $10 on an eye mask? And now I'm like, no, I'm about to get like a really good one, like a nice satin or silk eye mask, because it actually does make a big difference in terms of the quality of your sleep.
Oh my God.
Huge.
For me, magnesium supplements. So I just started, I got some in, and I cannot tell you the difference in my sleep, but then also the next day, I learned that like 90% of people are severely deficient in magnesium, and it has lowered the amount of stress that I feel today too.
Oh my God, I need that.
Wow, okay.
I cannot recommend it enough. And then just really shout out, like, I cannot thank every single person that has reached out and written an email, basically like sharing their own experience and what has helped them. I'm definitely going to be looking into HRT because it's absolutely a fallacy that it's linked with cancer. So yeah, we're on board with HRT being a solution for some folks and looking
I wish I
into
could take it.
Yeah. But thank you. It makes it's such a reminder. I think we've been doing this now for 7 years, and obviously like so much has changed in that 7 years, and we've all gone through so much in our lives. It's such a reminder too that there's people that have been on this journey with us for 7 years, and it's just so beautiful to be able to hear from listeners and hearing your stories and your experiences. So I just want to give a big thank you for everyone that reached out and posted or emailed or tagged us and things. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And I want to thank both of you for sharing your experiences and bringing it up, because I know, this last conversation was instigated by Christina, but I know that Cassie has mentioned things about perimenopause in the past as well. And it really is something that is not talked about enough. And every time we bring it up, like I think the next day after we'd had that conversation, Christina, you and I went out to lunch with a couple of our friends, Vanessa and Jill, and we brought it up at lunch, and Vanessa has been going through perimenopause, and she said the same thing. Like, no one ever talks about it, so nobody knows what to expect. These things start happening in your body, and you're like, what the fuck? Because the only things we ever talk about is going through puberty the first time and getting your period and going through menopause. And that is it. And there is no in between. And the truth is that our bodies are always changing. The hormone levels in our bodies are always changing, and it's going to have an impact on you. And why don't we talk about this?
Well, are you ready to be pissed? Because from what
I'm in a permanent state at this moment. So
from what I've heard, perimenopause is one chapter.
Yeah.
For doctors. One.
That's not shocking.
That tracks. Yeah.
Not shocking. And with the amount of symptoms just you and I have talked about alone on this podcast, the things that like we've been going through, it's how is that a chapter? I've had a chapter's worth of menopause symptoms in like I think the first year of perimenopause. Like I mean, what?
Yeah. They don't know. Like most doctors truly like don't have a grasp on what it is, what we're going through, how to help. So I think we as women do what we always do, and we try to talk about it amongst ourselves and help each other. So again, for people that have been going through it and are reaching out and sharing what works for them, thank you. Keep telling other people. And
maybe this is what's going to keep us Karen free.
Yeah.
Karen free since 83. Woo.
Hey, this is also why it's so important to have women in these fields as well.
Yes.
When people ask why diversity matters, why like equity and inclusion matters, it's things like this, because the reason why we don't know about women's health is because for so long women were locked out of these fields, and our thoughts, emotions, and experiences were completely discounted. So anyway, that's important.
Well, and then we had sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to say that we also had a really amazing shout out on TikTok. Somebody brought up Christina talking about the male loneliness epidemic, like you said, in quotes. That was really, really nice. And I want to give her a shout out. So let me grab Jody's Words About Deeds.
Oh, yes. Jody's Words About Deeds is her name on TikTok. And I believe if that's the same Jody, and please, Jody, correct me if I'm wrong, if it's a different Jody, but I believe that they've been a listener for a long time and been engaged for a long time. And I can't tell you how much we appreciate that. And also I did see several people talking about this, that conversation that we had at the top of our last episode about the quote unquote male loneliness epidemic really seemed to resonate with a lot of people. I think
it's gotta be frustrating. It has to be so frustrating if you're dating right now to be with somebody that thinks that they deserve a mate just because, I would be fucking furious if I was dating someone like that. So I'm glad it resonated. I have no solution for it. Men will do anything but, fix themselves. But,
we just watched Overboard, which I feel like is just the exemplification of that type of mentality. Like, that's really what they like, truly. Overboard, if you've not seen it, first of all, hilarious movie, but deeply, deeply problematic. But Kurt Russell's character, that is what they think it should be like. It's just like, if you have a woman there to do all of the stuff that makes your life worth living, and it should just be enough that you are there some of the time and go to work. Yeah. And that you just deserve everything. Like, that is what they want it to be returned to. And I love seeing women stand up and say, like, actually, no. Like, actually, no. Where's the benefit for me in this scenario?
Yeah.
You are not the prize. You just being here some of the time is not the prize.
Not a prize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and a big, huge shout out. This is just a shout out top, and I love it. But big, huge shout out. We're recording early. Obviously, we usually record these on Saturdays, so we're recording early in the morning so that Keegan and I can go to the No Kings protests. Cassie has already returned from hers because she lives in the future.
Yeah. We had a great peaceful protest here in Hamburg. I mean, exactly as I expected. I mean, not necessarily much for us to be antagonized by. I mean, everybody was just chill and cool, and
the solidarity on the other side of the world
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's just a display of like, we are here and we see what's happening and we don't support it and we stand with you, that stuff is so important, because the truth of it is that the United States does have an impact. What happens here has an impact the world over. And so everybody should be worried about this. I mean, and we should be worried about global issues as well, you know, things that are happening in other countries. So it's really, really wonderful to hear that, you know, there was a turnout, it was peaceful, and everybody just kind of showed up to show their support. That's great.
Yeah, it was a really good turnout too. You know, and honestly, I think I was telling you guys earlier, I would say probably 50-50 on the like expats versus like Germans, like actual Germans who were here protesting and just, you know, seeing what was happening and, you know, speaking out like about what was happening in LA. And, you know, it's just, you know, it's diabolical. And honestly, it's difficult to watch from a distance because, of course, like I want to be there, and it's like the least I can do is go out on a Saturday in March. Like, you know, it feels so hard to be so far away from it. And, you know, listen, if you're out marching, if you're out protecting your people, if you're out, you know, keeping an eye on your neighbors and stuff, man, just protect yourself, be fucking strong. We don't want it to be a fight. We want it to be peaceful, but don't start no shit, won't be no shit.
Yeah, I also do want to say that
you can delete that.
Oh no, I don't care. I also do want to say that, like, being in Los Angeles, we're okay. You know, they want you to believe that this is a war zone, that Los Angeles is burning down, you know, that
Thank you for saying this. Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
that it's like a riot, that it's super violent, that all of this stuff is happening. That's not been the experience of most of the people that I know who have been out in the streets. You know, a lot of the violence is being antagonized by, you know, police, by the military who has shown up on these streets completely uninvited by the state, by our governor. But in general, I mean, it's just people out there selling like fucking street tacos and elote and playing mariachi and supporting each other. Like, that is the truth of what's happening. LA has had a really, really difficult year thus far with the fires and with what's happening right now. But one thing that you can say about LA, and we said it before whenever the fires were happening, is like, LA doesn't play about LA. Our community is our community, and we are going to show out and protect each other. You cannot show up to courthouses and tear 6-year-old children away from their parents. You cannot do that. We're not going to allow that. So
no, and we shouldn't.
So
and shout out to all the cities around this country too who have also joined this week. I know Chicago has been out in force.
New York
in force.
Dallas.
Like,
Seattle,
Colorado. Yeah. So big shout out for anybody that is taking time out of their day, because it is easy, I think, to put your head down and just try to survive and not, you know, but to get up, to make a sign, to get out in the street. The more of us that are out there, the more that media can't ignore it, the more that, you know, it makes a statement. It really does. And maybe, you know, it's enough to show those idiots in DC, like, oh, okay, public opinion is not with us on this. We have to back down. So here's hoping that sanity prevails. You know, I
hope
am
so.
very hopeful.
I mean, yeah, I want to give. We are living in such scary times and very strange times, and it's very hard to, balance that with your everyday life, with your having to go to work every day, still having to show up and get things done and live your life and do your grocery shopping. And it's so strange to be scrolling on social media and see like, happy thing, someone on vacation, blah, blah, blah. And then the extreme violence that is also happening at the same time. And I think that it's doing weird things to all of our brains.
Yeah.
We can't look away from it. We have to be alert to what's happening so that we can protect ourselves and each other. But also know that if you are not handling it well, it's because these are not normal times. We're not living in normal times. So if you're struggling, so are we. And it's okay to be struggling. Take as much time as you need to process this. And for me, I've got so much going on all over the place that I feel like I need to show up for and be productive for. And your worth is not wrapped up in your productivity. If you need to rest, if you're not functioning at 100 right now, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Give yourself some grace.
I said that, this week, like playing capitalism felt real fucking shitty.
It's weird. It's dystopian. It's so strange. It is so strange to have to, and we've been doing it for a long time. I felt this way in 2020 when the Black Lives Matter uprisings were happening. It is so weird and dystopian feeling to be grappling with these things that have like real world consequences and then also be expected to like meet your quota. Like you have the amount of like compartmentalization that has to happen. It's hard. It's hard. So if you're struggling with it, just know like there's nothing wrong with you that you're struggling with it. Like it's completely normal that it's
intelligent human being with empathy. Yeah. If you're not struggling, I'm actually concerned. Like I'm like, also how? So yeah. But for some good news, Keegan, I cannot believe that you were not on Tyler TikTok this week.
I don't know. I kept getting on TikTok and it was lovely, but it was all LA stuff.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is great for me to keep up with, but I can only do this in like 10-minute bursts at a time, So I think I missed everything else.
I am sending this to you right now. I'm sending this in the My Worst Date. It is a Carnival cruise.
Oh,
and imagine
a great start.
Yes.
Imagine, if you will, it's karaoke night.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And there is a white 20-year-old man in Carhartts.
Oh.
And chancla.
Oh, and the woman who gets up immediately, that's me. She's like, goodbye. I'm sorry. I can't. It's too much.
Because he starts singing Keith Sweat's Nobody. And the room, the way that
he got laid. He got laid this night for sure. Yeah.
Honestly, I hope he did. Good for him.
I saw several different POVs of the Tyler concert and the way the whole crowd got together. Nobody. Like to sing the chorus, the amount of joy that I felt. So people's comments, people like, Tyler solved racism for a minute. Like
for 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
On that boat only.
On that boat. Tyler gained so many uncles and aunties. He got to come to the cookout. Can you imagine what the rest of his cruise must have been like?
Oh, incredible.
Celebrity.
People were buying him drinks, I'm sure. Dude, he didn't even have to take those socks off when he was fucking later. And everybody was like, it's fine. I mean, this man is literally, he is wearing like the longest shorts of all time, though, like below the knee shorts, and the socks pulled up to the mid calf, and like Adidas slides. And it's like, you can still get it.
The song that I would have thought he would put on for karaoke, I never would have guessed. You could have given me a million guesses,
and he did a great job.
He did
It was good.
great job.
Tyler,
shout out to Tyler's parents, because you raised a good one for sure.
Yeah, what were they rocking in the car? For sure.
we need more of that energy, because I'm convinced that, like, I would say 82.5% of us are like that. Are like, you know what? Let's all sing Keith Sweat's Nobody on a Carnival cruise.
Exactly.
And fucking show up and show out.
Well,
And
I have to
that's
say,
amazing.
This is why I like karaoke in part. Like I love going out to karaoke, because all it takes, you got to be there for maybe like an hour, have a couple of drinks, and then the entire karaoke bar is with you. If you're at a good karaoke bar, it feels like a very unifying experience.
Truly, you don't even have to be that good. Like, you can be good.
No,
and that's
you
fine,
don't have to be good.
But
no,
I mean, even
song choice is everything.
It's
song
everything.
choice is
Read the room.
everything. If you do something, like, don't go up there. This isn't your American Idol edition. Go up there, do a fun song everyone knows, that they know the words to, that they can sing along with. That's how you have fun at karaoke.
You can sing like Whitney Houston. I did go to, it was at the Oaks, which was that place across from your old place. And there was a girl there, unsuspecting, similar situation. She is like a white girl. She got up there and I think it was a Whitney song, and she sang it so fucking well that everybody was like, yes, but that's how it has to be. Like, if you're going to go up there and sing like Evanescence's My Immortal, you better blow everyone away.
Right? Girl, I used to know a girl that when we go karaoke, and she could sing Heart alone.
Ooh.
And
that song is hard.
Hit the notes. Hit them.
Oh,
yeah.
Touch them.
And if
with
you can
wings.
do that, again, the entire karaoke bar is like, man, they are going to be cheering for you. They're going to be buying you shots. It is such a gratifying experience. If you find a good karaoke dive bar where it feels like family, oh my God, the best. Yes. It is the best.
Listen, and if you can't sing like Whitney or, like Heart, then stick to Love Shack, and that's fine. That is fine. Everybody's going to sing with you.
Everyone loves it.
Fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love this.
So we need more of that in this world, for sure.
Yeah. I think we should FMK cruise ships.
Cruise ships.
Oh my God. Like cruise lines.
Yes. Okay. Well,
Cruise
definitely Carnival.
You
got
got
Carnival.
Carnival.
On there.
You got Norwegian.
Yep.
What's the one where there's like no kids? Is that like Secrets, or is that
Virgin?
the resorts? Do you remember like Secrets?
the resort.
It's like the
Secrets
resort
is the
where they're
resort.
like no kids.
Yeah.
I know that there's a no kids cruise line that's supposed to be like a sexy cruise line.
Virgin does cruises, and I think they do an adults only cruise.
Yeah. Let's
look up
Carnival, Norwegian, and Virgin for sure.
Yeah. I think like Norwegian and Royal Caribbean are like the same.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So there's Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Carnival. And they are not the same. So Norwegian and Royal Caribbean are two different ones.
I'm just saying, like, they're the same man. They're middle class fancy.
Yeah. So the top 5 are Carnival is number 1. Number 2 is Royal Caribbean. 3 is MSC.
Yep.
And then 4 is Norwegian. So,
MSC is popular here. It's more popular.
I've never heard of. Yeah. Oh, there's Princess Cruises. Also, there's Disney
Which
Cruises.
is Carnival.
Oh.
Okay, let's do a Disney cruise. Make it different. You know what I mean? To give it something.
Okay, so why don't we do, since I think Royal Caribbean is the highest. Let's do Royal Caribbean, Disney, and Carnival. How's that? Okay. Wow.
Okay.
I've got to be honest. I've never been on a cruise, partially because the ocean and being out in the middle of it is one of the most scary things to me. I'm terrified of it. I have a healthy respect for the ocean. That is its own worlds, and I probably will never go on one. But I do have social media, so I've seen what different cruises look like.
I've only ever been on a Carnival cruise
looks
with
like
Cassie.
a fucking party. It looks like
Yes. So I've
It
been on
is.
all three of these, to be fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have done a Disney cruise. I have done an Royal Caribbean as well as Carnival.
Cassie has the cruise
So,
experience.
I
I mean,
do.
okay, I'll tell you, being on the Carnival cruise, it was fun, but it is kind of like being on floating Vegas. So you
Yes.
have to know what is your limits with that. Because it's going to be a lot of like pumped in oxygen. There is like a gambling floor. Like everybody is drunk on sweet ass drinks, like just like the sweetest drinks you've ever had. The pool
Sunburnt.
is suspect. You know,
Sus.
like the people in the pool are sus too. Like
sus.
you're gonna end up in that hot tub with some weirdos from like Michigan. You know,
Yes. And we did, girl,
and
didn't we?
Yeah, just like drinking
Yeah.
your Miami Vice out of like a fucking long
2 liter.
ass, out of a blowfish, just like a plastic blowfish. So that's what to
Yeah.
expect from a Carnival cruise.
Yeah.
in fucking incredible.
And
Royal
so what
Caribbean
you can
feels a little
expect
bit
from-
more. Yeah, tell me what to
What you
expect from a Royal
what
Caribbean.
you can expect from Royal Caribbean is older people, right? Your grandpa's
Chiller.
going to be there. It's going to be a chiller vibe. It is definitely middle class fancy. It's giving high knee socks. It's giving shuffleboard. It's giving 5 o'clock dinner, 4 o'clock dinner. You know, like it's. Listen, I love it.
I was about to say, actually, doesn't sound that bad. I mean,
Gotta be
listen.
honest. Even in my
to-
20s, I was like, this is the life.
Yeah. Dude, middle class fancy, I'm sorry. The things that I thought were like the highest of class.
Yes.
Height
at
of luxury.
24.
Yeah.
If I had been on a Royal Caribbean cruise, I would have been like, I've made it.
Yeah.
I,
Totally.
I'm very wealthy now. You cannot speak to me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me, and I'm on a Royal Caribbean cruise.
Well,
It says Royal in the name.
exactly.
Yeah.
You can address me as madam.
Yes.
Disney
then-
cruise, though, were you mobbed by kids?
So here is the thing. I went as a teenager, and what I will say is that I was really surrounded by my age group of people. So it was a really cool experience to I guess I wasn't a teenager. I was like preteen. But I mean, the kids areas were really well, like there were kids areas, you know what I'm saying? Like you could do kid things, and it felt like there was always something to do. I didn't see my parents almost the entire trip. Like it was
That's
amazing.
kind of fun.
It was amazing for me, and I'm assuming for them as well, because like I barely saw them. I had almost all my meals with my group. I had all kinds
It's
of
like summer camp.
activities.
That
It was
sounds
like
fun as fuck.
summer camp. It was so fun. I will say again, though, I was a kid, and so I really enjoyed it. But I do remember my parents saying the same thing, which is that they barely saw me. So I think that,
Okay. So here's
Yeah.
my question then about a Disney cruise, because I feel like going on a Disney cruise when you in like the 90s was probably peak.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like helicopter parenting wasn't really a thing
is
yet.
true.
They probably were just like, see ya tonight. Like, you know, like goodbye.
Well,
so
you know?
They're like,
It's
where
so
are you going to go? We're on a boat in the middle of the fucking ocean.
Okay,
That
but I
is
have heard enough
100%
true
my
crime.
parents.
To true crime that takes place on cruise ships. Okay. But like back then, it's just like you just didn't worry about it. You're like,
Girl,
see you
it was
later,
Gen-
you know.
Gen
But
X,
now-
they said take a key to the room and
Right.
bye-bye.
Yeah. Be home at this time. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. No cell phones. Nobody gave a shit. But
No shits.
now I wonder what that's like, because
That's true.
because if it was still like that, I'm like fucking great, because I bet you they have adults areas that are like so fun. The kids are like doing their own thing. I enjoy Disney, so I feel like I would have a good time, but it wouldn't be a good time if you have to be with your kids the whole time, like supervising them in all of those kids areas. If you're just like sitting there while they're all playing and having fun and just to keep an eye on them the whole time, then that would be such a bummer for an adult,
Yeah, I'd hate that.
I'm trying to match these cruises to like a celeb that has that energy. Disney is giving me very much Paul Rudd energy.
Okay.
You are reading my fucking mind. I swear to God, that is exactly the person who popped into my fucking head when you said that.
It's giving Paul Rudd. Royal Caribbean. This one's a hard one.
Yeah.
And Carnival. I'm just like, who's
it's kind of giving Ben Affleck.
Royal Caribbean?
Oh.
Like just real mid. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Too soon?
Man.
I don't know.
No, it's not. It's not too
great.
soon.
No.
Carnival? Carnival is given. I'm sorry. You guys aren't going to like this. What the fuck's that guy's name? Who's the host of Family Feud?
Steve Harvey?
No, he's so problematic now. No.
Why? What did he do?
He's Diddy.
No.
Yeah,
Shut
he
up.
is wrapped up in that Diddy stuff.
No. Ma'am.
Alleged.
Well, we got to cut this.
Allegedly.
Well, we got to cut this then. We're going to cut everything from me.
I don't think we have to cut that.
Family
No, I mean,
we discovered it.
Listen.
We discovered it in real time. We discovered it in real time.
Yikes. Okay.
With our listeners. Okay. No, I was thinking like Pitbull energy.
Oh, yes.
Mr.
Good.
Worldwide.
Much better. Mr. Worldwide. Much better. Thank you.
Who we've talked about before. He does give a cruise energy. He gives very much I'm on a boat vibes. You know.
I'll take it
What?
back. You know
Okay.
who? Okay. What's J-Lo's Mark Anthony? That is Royal Caribbean.
Oh.
It's like just mid. You're just like,
I hear you. Yeah. I can see that. Where it's just like, this is fine.
it's fine.
This is fine.
Honestly, all of J-Lo's exes.
Yeah.
Well, she can't have anyone outshine her. She's a Leo. She needs,
It's true.
she needs to be the star of the show. Okay.
Honestly, not all of J-Lo's. J-Lo herself. Royal Caribbean is giving J-Lo. Did you see her medley performance at the AMAs where she's doing like fucking Sparkle Nation to Not Like Us by Kendrick?
Oh,
was like,
no.
awful.
No.
Cringe.
Golly.
Awful.
Okay.
But I will say that like middle class fancy, I kind of fucking love that shit though.
Yeah.
I do too.
I know.
I do
Yeah,
too.
I know.
And I like peace in my old age. You know, I take my magnesium and I'm
Your
I'm
old
in bed.
age. Your old
Sometimes-
age. You're not old.
I'm in bed sometimes at 9 and I'm watching like we've been watching Dark Side of the Ring, which is like true crime and wrestling. And it's so good.
Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna need to get in on that.
Yeah.
No,
you
I mean,
definitely.
listen.
I love wrestling.
Going to bed early, underrated. It's the
Yes.
best. Like going to bed early is fantastic. Middle class fancy. Sometimes I literally have told people, I'm like, I want to go to an Olive Garden. I don't even,
It
it's
is
not
Olive
because
Garden.
it's good Italian food. It's
No.
not. It's just because it's just like, there is something about that cozy
Comforting.
chain restaurant
Yes.
vibe.
Chili's.
There's something cozy about it, right? It's just predictable. You know what you're going to get.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in these trying times, sometimes predictability is golden, where it's
Yes.
just like, I don't need a surprise.
No.
I don't need fucking somebody to hit me with a confetti gun, which is what
No.
you're going to
Yeah.
get at Carnival.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Carnival can be really fun.
Yeah, it's great. I've had great times on
Of
all
the three of
cruises
them,
and-
Carnival is most likely to give you an STD.
I'm kind of
Oh.
of
1,000.
course. It's, Carnival's a line cook.
Yeah.
You're gonna have fun.
Oh, you're going to have so much fun.
You're
Yeah.
gonna fuck Carnival, but you are not gonna marry Carnival. Let's be
No.
honest.
No.
No, I don't think
yeah.
so.
No.
It
You're
really
gonna-
comes down between Royal Caribbean and Disney. And I think listen, I don't want kids, don't like kids. You do you, but that's just not for me.
Yeah.
But I actually do think I might marry Disney over Royal Caribbean.
They know how to
And
have fun.
It's because,
fancy too.
I think
Yeah.
there's got to be some spontaneity and some fun. And I think Royal Caribbean would bore me. After years being married, I would cheat with Carnival.
Oh my God, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. You
yes.
would cheat with Carnival.
Yeah,
Christina, you're
it's
absolutely
true.
right.
You're
Yeah.
right.
I
But
thought for sure I was going to
Disney-
go Royal.
Disney for sure, I think would have enough and stability and everything like that to be great, but still be like fun energy.
Yeah.
And
you
also,
know?
a Disney cruise ain't cheap.
No.
So you still are getting like luxury. You
Yes.
know, like you are still getting nice ass shit.
Yeah.
So-
And Royal it's cheaper than a Disney cruise. But and you can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would just be bored and also just like not satisfied, I think.
You
'Cause
really
it would
wouldn't.
be, you would be dreaming of other
Carnival.
things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'd
Yeah.
be like, why
yeah.
is it 9:00 and like literally no one's out? Okay.
Royal
Cool.
Caribbean is missionary for sure. Yeah.
Oh, such missionary.
Oh my gosh.
God.
And
Just
not-
letting the boat rock you, you know?
Oh, God.
Yeah, oh.
Or it's that lazy sex you have when you're spooning and they're just like behind you, you know, and you're like, I could
No, I
actually
have
just
pretty good
sleep.
sex on a Royal Caribbean.
Well, you know, because here's the problem with Carnival. Everybody is too full from the absolutely
Yes.
insane portion sizes. Like I had the worst
Yes.
meat sweats, like back when I ate meat.
girl. Awful.
The worst meat sweats on that Carnival cruise because we went and got like steak that final night and I'd just been eating like a freaking monster because Carnival cruise is like capitalism, the cruise ship. Like it is so wasteful. Like truly, they feed you constantly. You can go up on the upper deck and get soft serve ice cream at any hour. Just criminal. We can't be trusted with that kind of responsibility. Like by the last night, I was like, I think I have like sodium coming out of my pores. Like I feel greasy. I don't feel sexy.
Am I sweating actual just salt?
Yeah. But I think I'm going to do the same thing, Christina, actually. I do. I no shame on a middle class fancy, no shame on a
we
chain
love it.
restaurant. I love it, time and place. But you are right. After so many years of that, it just feels like
Unfulfilling.
it's going to be me sitting across the table doing one thing, them sitting across the table reading the New York Times. You know, like that's the vibe I'm getting. So I'm with you. I'd marry a Paul Rudd. He can do all the, you know, when you're with someone like that too, it takes the pressure off of you.
Yeah.
Where it's just like they'll keep them entertained. They'll keep the kids entertained. You know, it kind of
Exactly.
it keeps the pressure off of you a little bit. And a Disney cruise does sound fun. So I'd do that once in my life. I'm gonna go marry the Disney cruise. And I am going to fuck the Carnival cruise. Like, man, fuck it. It's going to be a good time.
Yes.
You're getting up there in that, like, you know, everything feels different time-wise on a cruise. So the club starts at like 10 p.m.
Dude, I'm telling
So
you,
true.
I really need Carnival to like reach out to us because I truly do feel like that I will never skip a Carnival cruise TikTok. You know what I mean?
No,
When they're
it's so
they're
good.
doing those dances and stuff too, and
So
it's
much
like,
fun.
Oh, if I had to be like, if I was stuck on a cruise ship, like if you had to be stuck on a cruise ship, I'd
Yeah.
rather be stuck on Carnival, I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
Because,
Yeah, it's
well,
true.
I don't know. Being stuck on Royal Caribbean does seem a little bit more like chill. But being stuck on Carnival, at least you're with people who want to have some fun.
Yeah.
They're going to drink their way through that.
Did you see that Tyler was like Carnival reached out to him and offered him another cruise? Oh my God, for you.
Christina, if Carnival reached out to us and wanted to send the three of us on a Carnival cruise, would you go?
I would do it. Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah, I would do
yeah,
it with
dude.
I would do it with you guys for sure.
Everybody tag Carnival.
Yeah, exactly.
Tag them in the comments.
Promo code my worst date.
I wish.
Well, you guys want to take 5 and then we'll come back with stories?
In 1 minute, because we actually have
That's
three new patrons, which is very, very exciting. And I will get your patron rewards out to you this week. It has been an absolutely insane week, but I promise that those are coming. So Val, thank you so much for joining us on Patreon. Maureen and Maddie Rushton have all joined us on Patreon. So Maddie, Maureen, and Val, thank you so much. We are so, so grateful for your support. I'm actually kind of blown away by the amount of support. I think when we decided to change the format of our show, you know, just for the summer, it's not something that's going to happen for forever, but just for the summer, I think that there was some fear. We've been doing it the same way for such a long time. And the support that we've gotten, the engagement that we've gotten from the things that we've been talking about on the show, and also the understanding about the temporary change in the format has been just really, really heartening and lovely and wonderful. So thank you so much to Maddie, Maureen, and Val. We appreciate you.
Yeah. All right. Let's take 5 and we'll come back with stories.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
And we're back. Okay, Cassie, kick us off.
Cool. So it says, met a guy at my local grocery store. Had a few conversations in the store and in the parking lot over the course of a few months. That doesn't sound right. Had a few conversations in the store.
In the grocery store and the parking lot.
And in the parking lot over the course of a few months.
Yeah, in the store and in the parking lot, I think is what she's saying.
So she's saying that she's been there multiple times. I don't know why.
Yes,
for some
I
reason,
think so.
when I read it the first time, like without reading it out loud, but now that I'm reading it out loud, I was like, wait a second, what?
All good.
That's a really long time to sit out in the parking lot. This is the way that my brain made that come out of my head. Listen, I'm sorry.
It's been a week.
I'm tired.
You don't have to apologize.
I just like been spending the whole day in the sun marching. So, all right. So, we went out for coffee a couple times, nothing too intense. He was a musician, as am I. So he invited me to his house to hear him play his guitar and sing. I show up. He serves me hard lemonade and sits on a stool.
A good old ice cold Mike's.
Yeah, little hard. What is it? Hard Mike?
Mike's hard lemonade.
Mike's hard.
A hard Mike.
A hard
Mike,
Mike?
Cassie.
That's
Hard mic. It's hard pass for me. Thank you.
Never a hard mic. Oh no. Unhinged, you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay. Invited me to his house to hear him play his guitar and sing. Offers me a hard lemonade and sits on his stool in his living room with his guitar and starts playing. Honestly, he wasn't bad. Decent voice, good guitar playing. I was halfway enjoying myself. He excuses himself after a few songs and go to the bathroom. He's there for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm thinking how embarrassed he might be for having to take a shit for the first time he invites a girl over. I sit quietly in the living room, sipping on my drink. From my vantage point, I could see down the hall to where the bathroom is. I hear the door open and out he comes, bare ass naked.
No.
And it appears that he has spent the time in the bathroom oiling himself up.
Shut up.
Because he's kind of shiny.
No.
Ooh, he did an all over. He was like,
My cheeks hurt from laughing.
No.
He sits back down on the stool.
Shut up. He's naked.
Yeah.
Baby oiled top to bottom and sitting his just bare ass on a stool. No, please.
I was a little concerned
like,
he might
more
slide off.
than words.
No.
Oh my God. Okay. I was a little concerned he might slide off, and he starts playing and singing again, but changing the lyrics to say how he wants to fuck me. By this point, I'm laughing hard.
Why would he think this would work?
No idea what else I was supposed to do. I finish my drink and get up to leave as he's begging me not to tell anyone about this.
Oh,
a few weeks
God.
later. Don't tell anybody.
When do you think the realization hit for him? When he's bare assed on the stool, like midway through Wonderwall, thinking,
I
need
wanna
to know.
fuck you.
Oh no. I need to know. You're right, Christina. Like I need to know when that slowly
When that
began
hit
to
them.
sink in, just dawning realization of the reality of what was happening.
Yeah. He's like, that didn't work how I thought it was going to work. Like in the bathroom, he's oiling it up. He's like,
He's
"She's
like,
gonna
this
is gonna be
love
so
this.
good."
I'm going to
Yeah.
get laid.
Oh my God.
And
Also, who wants
slowly.
to fuck somebody who's like covered in oil? It's so slippery.
Also,
No, thank you.
I hate to say this and to put this image into anybody's head, but
No, you don't.
A naked guy on a stool oiled
Thank you.
up with like the
Just-
balls and stuff.
just
That's
balls.
just
No. No. And also, is it better if he's flaccid or hard?
Flaccid. No. Neither. I hate it. I don't want you.
If it's hard, how would he play the
It's so
guitar?
weird.
It's true. I did
how do
think
you
about that. You're gonna have
how
to
do you
hold it up.
position it?
Up
In
high.
front,
Oh.
behind.
Above.
On top?
Just right above.
just
on top.
holding it up, holding the
You'd
guitar.
have to.
It's
like-
kickstand. I hate this.
but if it's flaccid, it's just like okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Flaccid penises really like
So gross.
Just,
are
like,
the best.
On a stool,
They're so
on
funny.
a stool. A flaccid
Like a
penis
slug.
It's like
Just a slug.
looking sad.
Ew.
Although,
No.
if it was hard, then you have to watch it slowly deflate as he realizes that this isn't going how he thinks it's going to. Like,
Oh my God, you guys. Gross.
dicks
All right.
are the funniest.
A few weeks
God.
later, I tell another guy that I had been casually dating the story, and he asked me if it was Guitar Guy's name. Apparently, this has been his shtick for years and is
Well, okay.
widely known
No
in one
excuses.
section of my city where they were both from. I guess it eventually worked because I saw him at the grocery store a few years later with a woman wearing a wedding ring.
Somebody married the naked guitar man. Wow.
I guess.
There's a dog
Or
for-
he's dating a married man or a married woman.
that's,
Wow.
I mean, that's so strange though. If this is his
Yeah.
go-to thing, why would he beg her not to tell people about it? You know, like this,
He
you've
doesn't
done
want
this.
to give away his shtick.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like 90% of the time it works.
It works every time.
60.
60% of the time it works every time. That doesn't even make sense.
Oh God.
Whoa.
Okay,
Okay.
I've got one. This is from a listener. She says, found this screenshot on my phone and it brought back an old memory. I dated this guy for just over a month, but it didn't work out for a few reasons. To give you an idea, he was a judgy vegan.
Okay.
Like, he'd call out my gummy worms for having animal products and would only pay for our date if I ordered something vegan.
Okay.
If I didn't, he'd ask the server to split off the non-vegan items. Secondly, he exclusively listened to house music. Nothing else existed for him.
Is he German? Vegan. House music.
That's so aggressive to listen to all the time. Like, oh my God. I had already planned to end things, but decided to give him one more chance. My friends, boyfriends included, religiously watched The Bachelor and its spin-offs. So we had a watch party for the Bachelor in Paradise finale. That's so fun. I love
That
groups
is
of
fun.
friends that have
Yeah.
have something like that.
And that's honestly, that's the best way to watch shows like
Yes.
that. I feel that way about Bravo shows too. Like I watch them by myself, but if I had a group of people
yeah.
watching with me, that would be the best because the
It's
stuff
like
that
when we
goes
watched
on.
It's like when we watched the
MILF
MILF
Manor.
Manor. Ugh.
Oh my God, we were screaming. Oh my God. There's still nothing I think that is more bananas than that show. Oh my God. The entire time he watched a Red Sox game on his phone with the
Oh my
volume
God.
all the way up.
Don't
Go
embarrass me
home.
in front of my friends. Don't embarrass me.
Well, also, it's just like there's a whole group of people that are doing something, like trying to watch something, and you're just
Put
watch
headphones on or go home. Get the fuck
Yeah,
out of here,
Just
dude.
you don't have to be here. Like it's worse for you to be here and be doing this. Like this is it's not supportive. I don't know what you think you're accomplishing.
Yeah. He even cheered out loud multiple times. I had to keep asking him to turn it down. That night, I finally ended it. Yeah, that would be
this is a selfish
clincher
person.
for me. Fast forward a month, and he posts this on his story. What's the dumbest reason someone broke up with you? Then proceeds to answer the question with, I'll go first. I watched a baseball game instead of the Bachelor finale.
Wow.
Sir.
That wasn't the problem.
Sir.
Sir.
You missed the point.
Yeah, you completely missed the point. You did that when a room full of people who were also trying to watch the Bachelor finale. Like,
Well, and beyond that, like that's so rude, but it's also it's symbolic, right? It's like I'm trying to bring you into something that like me
It's important
it
to me.
might be silly to you, but it's important to us. Like it's something that we do to bond to each other, and I'm trying to bring you into it, and you completely disregarded and disrespected that.
yeah, it is.
So.
It's disrespectful. So good on you for breaking up. Claps.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Snaps. Okay. This one says, so this experience happened when I lived in Houston years ago. I still think about it because I can't believe it happened even years later. I was wearing a dress, an elegant black dress that had slits on each side that went up to my waist almost. Hot.
Mm-hmm.
I had on delicate panties. I hate the word panties, but it's here.
I love
had
it
on
in this context.
delicate panties. Ooh.
Ooh, delicate. Like giving me a hard mic over here.
Got a little kickstand going on. I had on delicate panties that had a tiny dainty string holding each side to the main body of the panties. I was so excited to wear them, as many women can relate. I got them at Victoria's Secret and thought I was so cool wearing them. The sides were elastic, but not exactly break-proof. It was I was on a hot date with a sexy man. He was muscular, dressed in black slacks and a button-up shirts, amazing cologne, clean-shaven, a professional businessman. This sounds like the beginning of a
I know.
novel,
I'm loving
a
it.
smutty novel.
Dude, I found a guy on TikTok who is like covered in tattoos, like neck tattoos, but he dresses like he's in finance.
Hot.
Tell me what it is. Tell me what it is.
I'll
Right now,
find
I'm looking
it.
for
I'll
a man
find
of
it.
finance.
Yes. And he's like just tatted up. He looks straight out of Book Talk. I swear to God. I'm like, you are now who I'm going to imagine when I'm reading these books. I'll find it and I'll put it in the group.
Noise.
And I'll do it after we record. So tune in next week for the reveal of some guy on TikTok
week
that
after.
Christina thinks is hot.
Oh, you're right.
On
Next
this
week. Next
episode?
week. Yeah. Okay. So I thought, so all this stuff. So I thought he was sane. Appearances can be deceiving, though. We went to a glamorous bar with a marble black counter in a square. We had been sat at a booth, so I told my date, trying to be super cool and equitable in the date, I would buy the next round of drinks. He said that was a nice gesture. He argued a bit and huffed and puffed, but agreed to let me eventually. So I get up wearing 6-inch stiletto heels and walked to the bar counter across from our booth and ordered a vodka and a whiskey. As the bartender handed me the 2 drinks, my date jumped out of the booth and was standing beside me. I couldn't understand why. I looked over at him thinking he was going to pay for the drinks because he didn't like me paying or something. Oh no. I smiled at him and said, "It's okay. I said I'd pay. I'm happy to pay. Makes me feel good to buy you a drink." He looks at me, smiles back, says nothing. I'm standing at the bar sideways to him, holding the 2 drinks as the bartender is running my card. Then he lunges at me, puts his hand on my hip, a little under my dress, and rips my panties down to my ankles. He then tears the sides of my panties so they snapped. He takes them and shows them to the bar triumphantly and throws them in a trash can near the bar.
Oh my God. That is assault.
Imagine. Can you, like, in what world, like what reality are you living in where you think
this
getting
is a
her
book.
panties off and showing them to the
No.
to the crowd is like gonna win you points. Like,
Yeah. As
Okay.
the crowd, I'd be like, ew, don't do
what
that.
the fuck?
Don't
To
do
say
that.
I was stunned is an understatement of epic proportions. The bartender and people around us all took a few seconds, like myself, to process what the fuck just happened. I put the drinks down and asked him, what the fuck? The bartender said to him, get the fuck out now. I grabbed my card and left the drinks as I wanted to get the hell out of there. I walked outside with him and asked him if he was off some medication or if this was a prank. He said he thought I would think it was sexy he could rip my panties off that fast.
No, nobody thinks that in
He
public.
was smiling at me. He apologized and said, let me pay for the Uber. Just drop me off first. He lived near the bar and I was miles away. We both came in the same Uber, so neither had our car there so we could drink responsibly. I called an Uber and he got in and sat in the back and I sat in the front. It was a minivan. I was laughing because I couldn't handle any other emotion at the time, like shock was all I felt. I have male friends who do stupid pranks, so I was thinking he messed up and thought this would be funny. But to add to the bizarre batshittery of the situation, as we drove down a street at 45 miles per hour, he opens the van door, rolls down the street, and jumps up like Batman and runs off into the night.
What the fuck, dude?
I don't know who was more shocked, me or the Uber driver.
What the fuck?
What's wrong with this person? I wasn't able to overcome my idea that even though he had done this stupid prank, I had to be polite in ending the date still. Now, I would never put up with that again. But before you judge, remember this all happened in minutes and I was new to dating after a relationship of many years and my be nice woman instinct was still in effect and this incident made me completely change everything that I would put up with on dates. Yes, a normal date can turn insane in an instant and processing it can take a while, as when it is happening, your brain is at odds over who you were seeing versus who they just pivoted into. We had had hours of a good date before this happened, and it went to 2 other bars and a restaurant before this. Imagine hours of a good time and then this. I'm telling you, the human mind can only bend so far. And when you like someone, you give them the benefit of the doubt or a second chance. It's human. Now, any signs of depravity or stupid pranks, and I bail, and he can find his own way home.
Yeah, we have a pretty strong anti-prank stance here.
Fucking hate it.
Extremely anti-prank. Also, ripping off somebody's panties is not a prank.
No.
Yeah,
of all.
in public.
In
That's a prank.
public.
In public.
And showing them to everyone.
That's
What were you
foul.
thinking?
Yeah.
You thought I'd think that was sexy? Ugh.
Well, he also
Gross.
thought opening a van door and rolling out the side was a good idea. So
Is this a 12-year-old?
who's to say?
Is this like 3 8-year-old boys in a trench coat? What
It's
are we doing?
Jason
weird.
Statham.
It's Tom Cruise doing all his own
Yes.
stunts.
How dare you?
Goodbye.
How fucking dare you? How dare you?
Nobody goes to the movies anymore. Okay, Cassie, give us some good news for the week. Do you have any good
Oh my
news?
gosh.
Do you have anything you
Any
want to
good thing that
highlight?
happened?
Anything good that's been actually I've had a lot of good things happen. Have I told you though that I've been listening to a show called Betwixt the Sheets? Have I already told you that?
No.
Okay. So I'm listening to this. It's not a new show. It's new to me. It's a show, a podcast called Betwixt the Sheets, and it talks about the history of sex scandal in society. So like,
Nice.
for example, this week's episode is medieval sex work.
Oh, I
but
love this.
Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. And then they did fuck boys of the past. So they did like, all the classics like Casanova. And,
We should call them. We should do a crossover episode.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like part of History Hit. It's like a group of history podcasts. It's really interesting. So I actually reached out to them directly because I was like, I think you guys should do an episode about Claude Cahoon and Marcel. And I thought that I was like, this would be so fit perfectly for your it would be a great story. So it's very interesting. She's she always brings on like experts about the topic who've done research and stuff in the field, and so it's really interesting.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna check that out. I've been
Love that.
searching for new podcasts because and I'm also on the hunt if anyone's got any good news podcasts, because I don't listen to The Daily anymore and haven't for a long time.
Daily Zeitgeist is the only thing I listen to.
Yeah, and I can't stomach Pod Save America because it just feels icky and outdated. Yeah. So.
Yeah, someone recommended one to me. I have not listened to it yet. It is a woman hosted one. It's called Here's Where It Gets Interesting. I think my friend Bonnie recommended that.
Oh, okay. I'll check that out. I trust her opinion. So.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What are you guys watching this week?
Oh, well, I was telling you guys, I watched Bring Her Back. I went to the theaters and saw Bring Her Back, which is an Australian horror movie. The same people who did Talk to Me. Those guys, or the Aussies in general, I don't know. I haven't seen enough Australian horror movies, although I do know that there's a lot out there. It's so intense in such a specific way. Both Talk to Me and Bring Her Back I would consider grief horror. Like it's, grief is definitely a character in the movie.
Yeah.
But it is so, I enjoyed it. Enjoyed it is a weird way to put it, because it was an interesting one to see in theaters because there are a few kind of gorier scenes, not very many. It's used very intentionally, but when it was happening, it's so unsettling. It's like they do it in such a way that is everyone is kind of like holding their breath and cringing, and the entire audience was laughing, not because it was funny, but because we're all like
Uncomfortable. I love seeing scary movies in a packed theater.
It's so great. Sally Hawkins is incredible in it. You know, I was also telling you that I would really love award shows. Not that awards necessarily matter, but I would really love award shows to catch up with horror because she's so great in it. Similarly to like Toni Collette in Hereditary, completely underrated. So yeah, if you are a big horror movie fan, this is one of my favorite ones this year. So I would go see it.
Nice. Yeah, I've been watching Dark Side of the Ring. I'll have to see. I think it's on Disney, Cass.
Okay.
Pretty sure it's on Disney. Yes, it is. And it is kind of like true crime in wrestling. So like they did a 2-parter on the Chris Benoit.
I figured, yeah.
And the one that we just watched was about a wrestler called New Jack who used to wrestle for the ECW, which I guess was like intense. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. This guy was a maniac, like an actual, like he stabbed somebody in the ring.
My God.
In the ring?
God.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
No, wrestling is so unhinged.
Tased somebody and then threw him off like a 40-foot scaffolding.
You can't be allowed to do this. How was he still fighting?
They interview him and he's like, they said I stabbed him 16 times. I stabbed him 9 times. I counted. I'm like, oh my God.
Why were you stabbing anyone at all? I have to stay away from stuff like this. It's so aggressive.
It was so aggressive. We were laughing so hard. We're like, who is this maniac? Like people that say wrestling isn't real. Like, of course, yeah, it is scripted, but people do like.
You can get hurt.
Most insane things. You're getting hit in the head with a chair several times.
It's choreographed, very choreographed. And they choreograph it in a way so they don't get extremely hurt. But I don't think stabbing is included in that kind of
Stabbing's not
rehearsal.
allowed.
No, I don't think
Stabbing's not allowed.
That's not it.
How'd he get a knife into the ring? How'd he get a taser? I feel like they should check you before you. They should give you a quick pat down.
But who's doing that? I guess just this guy. It's insanity.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he didn't see anything wrong with it too. He's like, I was really high on coke.
Okay. I guess if that's all it was.
White drug behavior.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh man. Well, if you guys have something that we should watch or read, or you just want to reach out and say hello, or you have a terrible date story, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com. And we love you so much.
Cheers.